housing discrimination in Seattle was a real problem. Back in the 50s and early 60s, if a person of color, especially a black person, would go to any real estate agent in the city of Seattle, they'd refer them to Morris Hardcastle, who had his office at 24th and East Union. And Morris Hardcastle would personally be responsible for seeing that that black person was placed in the central area of Seattle and nowhere else. Times have changed, thank heaven, but back in 1956, when we were living in an apartment in the Capitol Hill area and decided to buy a house, and my wife saw an ad for Lake Hills community over on the east side, and she wanted to go look at the houses, and I said, "Oh, I don't think you do." And she said, "Oh, yes, they look nice houses." So I called and made an appointment, and got over there, and the woman's, I had the name of some person I was supposed to see, and she said, "We don't have anybody by that name here." And so she called somebody else and said, "This man is crazy. He keeps asking for so-and-so. We don't have anybody by that name here, do we?" And that was the response that I got in just looking at a house in a new development over across the lake. And so ultimately, we ended up buying a house in the north end of Seattle, which is now Shoreline, but only because I decided to go to a real estate agent who went to pieces when I walked in, and she called her lawyer, and the lawyer, who happened to be a friend of mine, told her, "If you know what's good for you, you better show him the house." So she showed me the house, and it happened that the people, they were resident owners, took the house off the market until I could arrange for financing, because they decided they wanted me to buy the house. And so that's how we bought a house out in the north end of Seattle in 1957.